Hello everyone. Student, in the last class just we have to started the basic kind of properties related to the inverse trigonometric function, and a very basic property we have to learn in the last class, where sine of sine inverse x, cos of cos inverse x, tan of tan inverse x, like that for each and every kind of trigonometric function. And similarly we have to also discuss about the sine inverse of sine x, cos inverse of cos x, and these properties will provide the answer x. But it is the very important case, student, how the particular x is to be obtained, means in which type of conditions we have to obtain the particular answer as x. We have to see, and we have to just keep in mind this thing, so that easily you can able to solve the questions of exercise NCERT exercise 2.1. Today we will just simplify this exercise, and student, this particular exercise will involve the concept of only very and basic and first property and the table also, because in this table, in that table we have to just write down the domain and principal value of each and every type of inverse trigonometric functions. So basically today we are going to start a very basic and exercise 2.1, and how the particular question is to be get simplified. Student, we have to just feel the things here in this particular chapter according to the particular logic. If we will move in the next part, then definitely we can just able to solve the particular question. Otherwise there are so many ambiguities are to be there. So just we have to keep in mind the each and every principal value, each and every case of domain of each and every function, so that if we have to just simplify the question, then we have to check them whether they are belonging to this part or not, and how the particular property will be used, and how the some kind of transformation will be applicable. Each and everything we will just know with the proper reason, and after that we will provide the answer, because a logical chapter is to be there, a logic is to be very important. And logic means we have to just keep in mind the domain and principal value of each and every trigonometric function, then in a very simple way you can just provide the answer of the given question. So we will start the exercise 2.1 of NCERT, and we will just take the very first question. In this very first question, you can just see here, find the principal values of the following. And student, the sum of questions are to be given, and just we have to find the principal value of the following, means some inverse trigonometric functions are to be there, and we already know about the basic principal values of each and every given trigonometric function in general. But according to the given value, how these things are to be get evaluated, we have to just simplify the questions in this exercise. So let the very first part is to be given as sine inverse of minus 1 by 2. So we will take this question number first here, sine inverse of minus 1 by 2. We have to just calculate the principal value of this part. Is it to be clear? So basically student, we know very well about the basic values, these standard values. I think each and every student know very well. This particular sine inverse and in input part, it is to be given as minus of 1 by 2. Now student, suppose we have to just calculate this sine inverse of minus half. Then first of all we will write this part as sine inverse of minus sine. At what angle this particular sine will become 1 by 2, you know very well. So this is the value of 30 degree, sine 30 degree. So definitely student, if this thing is to be known by you, then sine 30 degree can be written as sine pi by 6. This can be written as sine pi by 6. Is it to be clear? Now there should be a problem related to this negative sign. So here we know very well, we know that these things are to be very important. We know that sine of minus theta will be written as minus sine theta. Cos of minus theta will be written as cos theta. Tan of minus theta will be written as minus tan theta. Because student, these are the cases we have to discuss, we already have discussed in the class 11. That's why I am just tell again that cot of minus theta will be written as minus of cot theta. Sec of minus theta will be written as sec theta. No effect of this negative sign is to be there. Cosec of minus theta will be written as minus of cosec theta. So again we have to just see this concept, how the particular negative sign is to be get processed with each and every given trigonometric function. So where sine of minus theta will be minus sine theta, cos of minus theta will be cos theta, tan of minus theta will be minus of tan theta. Means you can just say that in the case of cos and sec, there should be no effect of this negative sign. Otherwise this particular negative sign is to be written outside the function. Is it to be clear? So in this case, we will just say that this 1 by 2 is the value of sin pi by 6. So here in place of 1 by 2 only just we have to write sin pi by 6. Now student, we will just eliminate this part. Sin inverse of this can be written as sin of minus pi by 6. Why? Because sin of minus theta will be minus sin theta. So if this negative sign is written here, then it can be taken here also by using of this part. Is it to be clear? Now a very important property we have to just discuss. Now you can say that we know that sin inverse of sin x will be taken as x if x belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, because student we have to just discuss about this property in the last video, where we are saying that sin inverse of sin x will be x. So first of all we have to make these kind of parts like in this situation. Is it to be clear? Now we will check this particular minus pi by 6. So definitely student, minus pi by 6 also belongs to the minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, and this minus pi by 6 belongs to this interval, then definitely your answer should be written as minus of pi by 6. So this should be considered as the answer, no problem. But before that student, we have to just keep in mind the basic properties and how the particular properties to be get required and how it is to be written. Each and everything you can just write here. Is it to be clear? One more way student, some of the student will also says that sir, this negative value of sine will be obtained in the third quadrant as well as in the fourth quadrant also. So some of the student will write like this also. This part some of the student will write like this also. This is minus, so we can write here sine of pi plus pi by 6. So they can write 7 pi by 6, because definitely student 7 pi by 6 will give the value as minus 1 by 2, no problem, because here in the quadrant theory you can say that this is pi by 2, this is 3 pi by 2, like this. Is it to be clear? So this in this quadrant, this sign will be give the negative value. So here we can write the pi plus pi by 6, and pi plus pi by 6 will become 7 pi by 6. So in place of minus 1 by 2, some of the student write like this. This is not the wrong way. You can write 7 pi by 6. Definitely sin 7 pi by 6 will provide the value as minus half. But now you cannot use this particular property student. You cannot use this particular property. Why? Because if we are saying that sin inverse of sin x will be x, then x belongs to the minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, and here this is 7 pi by 6. This 7 pi by 6 does not belongs to this interval. So again we have to just transform this x, and this transformation of x we have to write. Then again we have to just say that this is to be written as pi plus pi by 6, and again we are obtaining the similar things, and after that we will get the same answer. So to understand the things, is it to be clear? You can just convert like this way or like this way, but which way is to be the proper, we have to see this thing. Because of the use of this property, we want to convert this x in such a way that this particular x will belong to the minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Is it to be clear? So you can just convert, but after that we have to just transform this part. This part is to be get transformed, and after the transformation again you will get the similar kind of things here. So definitely you can just understand the thing, how the particular thing is to be get written, how these parts are to be used, each and everything we have to keep in mind, and according to that we can just provide the answer. So in the very first question, the principal value of sine inverse of minus half is to be get asked, and definitely you can just provide the answer as minus of pi by 6. Is it to be clear? So note down the thing student. Next question number 2 we will take. In this question number 2, you can just see that cos inverse of root 3 by 2. Just we have to calculate the principal value of cos inverse of root 3 by 2. A very simple question is to be there. Cos inverse of root 3 by 2. So in this second question, we have to find the principal value of cos inverse of root 3 by 2. So again there should be no problem, because you know very well about the corresponding value of root 3 by 2 for the angle cos, because you know very well cos 30 degree or cos pi by 6. So this particular part you can write like this student, cos inverse of cos this is root 3 by 2. So this will be happen at angle pi by 6, because cos 30 degree will give the value of root 3 by 2, you know very well. So this pi by 6. Now you can say that we know that cos inverse of cos x, and this should be x, but when x belongs to 0 to pi, we have to keep in mind this thing. because this property we know very well. Now using this property, we have to just first of all check whether this pi by 6. So definitely student, pi by 6 belongs to the interval 0 to pi, and suppose this pi by 6 will belongs to this interval, then definitely the answer is to be obtained as pi by 6 only. There should be no problem. Is it to be clear? So in this case, by using this property, you can just provide the answer here. No, nothing is to be there, and easily you can just solve the question. Next question number 3, student, we will take. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Next question number 3 is again the similar type of question where we have to find the principal value of cosec inverse of 2. So cosec inverse of 2, we have to take the question number 3 where we have to find the principal value of cosec inverse 2. So definitely first of all 2 means corresponding value 2 will be happen at the 60 degree, and 60 degree means 30 degree. 30 degree will be written as pi by 6 here. So this particular part you can say that cosec inverse of 2 can be written as cosec inverse of cosec pi by 6. Cosec pi by 6. Is it to be clear? So first of all, in place of 2, we can write the cosec pi by 6, because cosec sin pi by 6, sin you can say that 30 degree has the value 1 by 2, then cosec will be the 2. So definitely now we can say a very important thing related to the property. We know that cosec inverse of cosec x will be written as x if the particular x belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 except of 0. We know very well about this property, because in the last video just we have discussed about this property. So student, we have to just check this pi by 6. Definitely this particular pi by 6 will belongs to the interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 except of 0. So definitely the answer you will obtain as pi by 6. There should be no problem. Is it to be clear? So the very simple type of questions are to be there. These type of questions are to be generally asked either in the 1 mark question or objective type of questions are to be asked. So we have to keep in mind the property, how the particular property is to be used, and how the particular question is to be adjusted according to the property. We have to see each and every part. The next question number 4, student, we will take. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Next question number 4 will says that we have to find the principal value of tan inverse of minus root 3. Tan inverse of minus root 3. So in this question number 4, tan inverse of minus root 3, we have to just evaluate this answer. So definitely student, first of all, let tan inverse of minus of root 3 we have to take, and the value of tan will be of minus root 3 at what angle? So definitely student, you can say that tan 60 degree will give the value of root 3. So 60 degree will be written as tan pi by 3. So in place of root 3, we can write the tan pi by 3. And you know very well, tan of minus theta will be written as minus tan theta. Now you can say that this particular thing can be written like this: tan inverse of tan minus pi by 3. And now student, you can say that this tan inverse will cancel out this tan or not. So for this part, again we have to mention the property. We know that tan inverse of tan x will be x if x belongs to open interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, because these properties are to be used somewhere to calculate the answer. So basically this particular minus pi by 3 basically belongs to the interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So the answer can be written as minus of pi by 3. No problem. Is it to be clear? Suppose this particular x does not belong to this part, then we have to just transform the x. But here in this particular question, there should be no particular kind of transformation is to be get required. Direct answers we will get. Is it to be clear? Next question we will take, student. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Next question number 5, you can see here. In this question number 5, cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 is to be get evaluated. Cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. A very important question is to be there, student. Cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. Just we have to calculate the value of cos inverse minus 1 by 2. Now, this question is to be asked here. Cos inverse of minus half will be what type of answer is to be given by this particular part and how the particular principal value is to be get evaluated. So basically this cos inverse, first of all we have to write cos inverse minus half. So definitely student, the value half will be occur at 60 degree. So this can be written as cos of pi by 3. No problem to write the situation like this, because in this situation the cos pi by 3 will be give the answer as value as 1 by 2 here, no problem, because cos 60 degree will be 1 by 2. Now the minus sign is written as it is, cos inverse is to be written as it is, but there should be a problem. Now student, you can say that we know that cos of minus theta, is again said to be written as cos theta. So definitely this minus sign cannot be written in inside part. Is it to be clear? So basically now we will see that in which quadrant this particular cos will give the negative answer. We have to see that quadrant, and according to that we have to just process this negative sign. So definitely student, in this second quadrant or third quadrant, definitely cos will provided as the negative value. Is it to be clear? So in second quadrant this angle can be written as pi minus pi by 3, and in this part we have to write the angle as pi plus pi by 3. So now the part will be written in the two sections. This part can be represented either like this, cos inverse of cos pi minus pi by 3, or according to this manner, cos inverse of cos pi plus pi by 3. We can write the particular value minus cos pi by 3 according to this part, because here in second quadrant pi minus pi by 3, in third quadrant we have to write the pi plus pi by 3. So in both the quadrant the value of cos will be negative, so automatically this negative sign is to be consumed when we have to just write the angle. And you know very well pi plus pi by 3 is cos pi plus theta is again cos theta, and here cos pi minus theta is again said to be the cos theta. So there should be no problem related to the pi by 3 here. But here in negative sign, now which type of format is to be correct or which type of format is not said to be correct, so that we have to see again the property. We know that cos inverse of cos x will be written as x if x belongs to the interval 0 to pi. Now according to the property student, we have to think about the x then 0 to pi. So definitely this value will lie outside of the pi, so this is not said to be the correct. Now here the answer is not said to be written like this. Now you can write in this way, but you will not obtain any answer, because here according to this property this x belongs to the 0 to pi and it will be lie outside the pi because it is pi plus pi by 3. So we will not write this thing in this way. So we can just check this thing, pi minus pi by 3. So this definitely angle will written in the lie in this particular part 0 to pi. So definitely the answer should be written as pi minus pi by 3, and you can just simplify the answer as 2 pi by 3. So this particular answer is to be get evaluated in this way, and in this way you can write here, but you cannot consider pi plus pi by 3, because pi plus pi by 3 does not belongs to 0 to pi. So you have to just transform the x in such a way that we have to convert, we have to write the x in this interval. Is it to be clear? So there are two ways. According to this way you can write, but this way is not said to be the proper, because you have to make this x in this interval 0 to pi. So according to this way you can convert and you can write down the answer as 2 pi by 3. So a very important question is to be there, where how the particular negative sign according to the quadrant we have to process, because student the quadrant theory already you have just learned in the class 11. So you can use the proper trigonometry and allied angles. You can say that how the transformation will be there, how the particular function is to be get processed in which quadrant, and in which quadrant it is found to be negative or positive. So each and everything if we have to keep in mind, then you can just able to simplify the answers of these questions. Otherwise you will feel the some uh, are means there are some confusion will be there if you don't know about the transformation and you don't know about the basic kind of trigonometry. So before student, if you are not knowing the trigonometric functions, then definitely just revise the concept of class 11th. Is it to be clear of trigonometry, because this trigonometry will be very important for whole class 12th in this chapter as well as in the some remaining chapter like calculus, application of derivatives, application of integrations, differential equations. In each and every section, the trigonometry will be very important for us. Is it to be clear? So next question number 6, student, we will take. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Similar question 6 is to be there, where again we have to calculate the principal value of this tan inverse of minus 1. Tan inverse of minus 1. So in this question number 6, we have to just evaluate the value of tan inverse of minus 1. So basically tan inverse of minus 1. So the value of 1 of tan will be occur at pi by 4. So it can be written as tan pi by 4. Means tan pi by 4 we will write in the place of 1 here, no problem. Now you can say that tan of minus theta will be written as minus tan theta. So here there should be no problem in these cases whenever the negative sign is to be written outside. In the last question number 5, the cos of minus theta is again cos theta, so there should be no relation to the minus sign of the cos theta. So definitely we have to use the quadrant theory. After all, here you can just write this value as tan inverse of tan minus pi by 4. Is it to be clear? Now you can say that we know that tan inverse of tan x will be written as x if x belongs to open interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Is it to be clear? So definitely you can check the minus pi by 4. Minus pi by 4 definitely belongs to the minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. And if this particular value will belongs to this interval, then again you can say that the answer is to be written as minus of pi by 4. So this should be the taken as answer here. No particular kind of transformation is to be get required here, because directly the value obtained here will lie in this part, and you can use this property. And student, this particular property is to be the very important for us, so that we will use this property to simplify these type of questions where we have to just evaluate the principal values. Is it to be clear? So next question number 7 we will take, student. Before that, pause the video to note it down the answer. Next question number 7 you can take here. In this question number 7, again the simple similar type of question is to be given. So we have to find the again principal value of sec inverse 2 by root 3. Sec inverse 2 by root 3. So in this question number 7, we have to find the sec inverse of 2 by root 3. So a very basic question is to be again, dear student. So this can be written as sec inverse and here 2 by root 3. So the value of cos will be root 3 by 2 at the angle 30 degree. So it will be the sec 30 degree value has the 2 by root 3. So definitely we will write the sec of pi by 6, because sec pi by 6 will give the answer as 2 by root 3. These are the standard values, student. I think you know very well. That's why I am just not writing the proper table, because you know very well about the value of 2 by root 3 for the sec. So sec function will give the value of 2 by root 3 at the pi by 6. So that's why we have to write in place of 2 by root 3 as 7 sec pi by 6. Now sec inverse of sec x will be formed. So here you can say that we know that sec inverse of sec x will be written as x if this particular x is to be taken from 0 to pi except of pi by 2. We know very well about the principal value of this sec inverse. Is it to be clear? So definitely, student, here pi by 6 will be there. So definitely pi by 6 belongs to 0 to pi except of pi by 2. So there should be no problem to write the answer, and answer can be written as pi by 6. Is it to be clear? So in each and every kind of question, just we have to manipulate the things, and the things are to be known, then definitely you can just transformation is to be required. Somewhere some quadrant theory we have to use, sometime we have to use the basic process of sine of minus theta, cos of minus theta, etc. Is it to be clear? So all these things if we have to get, then student easily you can get the answer. Is it to be clear? So next question number 8 we will take. Before that, pause the video to note it down. The question number 8 is again the very similar question, where we have to just find the principal value of cot inverse of root 3. Cot inverse of root 3. So definitely in this question number 8, cot inverse of root 3 just we have to evaluate. So basically cot inverse of root 3 can be written as cot inverse of cot pi by 6, because student, the value of cot 30 degree will be root 3 here. So 30 degree will be written as pi by 6 here. So you can just write in place of root 3 by root 3 as cot pi by 6. Now you can say that we know that the property, and property is what? Cot inverse of cot x will be x. But in what cases? If x belongs to definitely open interval 0 to pi, and definitely here this pi by 6 will belongs to the open interval 0 to pi, so that the answer is to be again obtained as pi by 6. So in each and every kind of questions, a simple type of concepts is to be used. Nothing is to be so different, because of we know very well about these type of properties. We have to already discuss in the last class. So after using these properties, you can just provide the answer in a very systematic way. Next, question number 9 we will take, student. In this question number 9, we have to just see the again a very important question, where we have to calculate the principal value of cos inverse of minus 1 by root 2. So cos inverse of minus 1 by root 2 we have to just calculate here. Then here just we have to see the basic process of minus 1 by root 2. So in this question number 9, we have to just find the answer of cos inverse minus 1 by root 2. This answer is to be get obtained. So basically this can be written as cos inverse, here minus sign is to be written as it is, and 1 by root 2 value will be occur at pi by 4. So we can write here cos pi by 4. But now student, there should be a problem related to this negative sign, because you know very well cos of minus theta is again said to be cos theta. So we cannot write this minus sign inside this part. Is it to be clear? So now we have to use the quadrant theory again. In which quadrant the cos will provide the negative answer? So you can say that in second quadrant or third quadrant. Here in second quadrant, you can say that the value should be written as pi minus pi by 4, and here the value should be written as pi plus pi by 4. So basically this particular part is to be get converted into two sections here. In the very first part, we can say that this is cos inverse, and here you can write cos of pi plus pi by 4, or you can write here pi minus pi by 4. And in another section, you can write this part as cos inverse of cos pi plus pi by 4. But you can say that we know that cos inverse of cos x will be written as x if x belongs to 0 to pi. You know very well this thing. Now, which part will belongs to this part? According to that, we have to process this value. Is it to be clear? So you can say that pi minus pi by 4. Pi minus pi by 4 definitely belongs to the 0 to pi. So definitely this part is does not to be considerable here, because this particular value pi plus pi by 4 does not belongs to 0 to pi. That's why we are not considering this scenario in this way. Is it to be clear? So we have to take this case, and here now you can say that this cos inverse of cos x will be x. So this particular pi minus pi by 4 will belongs to this 0 to pi. So the answer can be written as pi minus pi by 4, and pi minus pi by 4 will be written as 3 pi by 4. So easily student, in such type of questions you can just provide the answer in a very systematic way, and definitely I think there should be no problem is to be arise when we have to know about each and everything of principal value, each and every knowledge of this quadrant theory, sine of minus theta, tan of minus theta, cos of minus theta. If each and everything you know very well, then easily you can provide the answers. Is it to be clear? So again, a very important question is to be there. You have to just keep in mind these things, and according to that we have to just do the processing. So the next question number 10 we are taking, student. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Next question number 10 is again said to be the find the principal value of cosec inverse minus root 2. So again a similar type of question is to be given, cosec inverse of minus root 2. In this question number 10, cosec inverse of minus root 2. In this case, first of all, root 2 can be written as cosec, you can write here cosec inverse of minus, this can be written as cosec pi by 4. Now Now you know very well cosec of minus theta is what? Cosec of minus theta is minus of cosec theta. So you can just consume this negative sign inside the cosec function. So cosec inverse will be written as cosec of minus pi by 4. So basically this minus sign is to be. Now you can say that about the property. We know that cosec inverse of cosec x will be written as x if this particular x belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 except of 0. So definitely this particular value is to be here minus pi by 4, and minus pi by 4 definitely belongs to the minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 except of 0. So you can just provide the answer as minus pi by 4, no problem. Is it to be clear? If this particular value does not belong to this interval, then we have to transform the x. Otherwise, there should be no requirement to transform the particular x, and easily you can just obtain the answer. Is it to be clear? So student, in this exercise from the question number 1 to 10, only just some basic parts are to be asked here. Means just we have to find the some principal value, but before that we have to use the basic property, how the particular things are to be get processed, and how the in some of the questions the quadrant theory will be used. So each and everything we have to keep in mind. From the previous class knowledge, we have to just required here of the some trigonometric functions, their allied angles, means quadrant theory. Each and everything we have to keep in mind. Then you can just able to solve the question. Otherwise, you will face the some problems. So the trigonometry will play a very important role here. So we have to keep in mind each and every concept of trigonometry as well as the transformation, so that easily you can get the answers. Is it to be clear? Next question number 11, student, we will take. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Question number 11, you can see again the question number 11 says that find the following values. Means again the some questions are to be written where more than one trigonometric inverse trigonometric functions are to be given. Here tan inverse of 1, cos inverse of minus 1 by 2, sin inverse of minus 1 by 2 is to be given. Now we have to just calculate the each and every value one by one, and then we have to put the answers. Is it to be clear? I think there should be no problem. So next question number 11 we will take here. Tan inverse 1 plus cos inverse minus 1 by 2 and sin inverse minus 1 by 2. So in question number 11, just we have to find the value of tan inverse of 1 plus sin inverse of minus 1 by 2 plus cos inverse, this is cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. No problem. So one by one we have to write the each and every part. So tan inverse, this can be written as tan pi by 4. Here you can just say that this is to be written as sin inverse of minus of sin pi by 6. Is it to be clear? And this can be written as cos inverse of minus cos pi by 3. You can write like this. Is it to be clear? Now student, in this part there should be no problem, because this should be a very simplified part, and here this particular x belongs to the minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So definitely the answer will be obtained as pi by 4. In this section you can say that this is written as sine of minus pi by 6. So we can say that now this part is to be get simplified. Now the answer of this part will be minus pi by 6, because this minus pi by 6 will lie in the interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Similarly, in this part, how this particular minus sign is to be get processed. So in the second quadrant, you can just write like this, cos inverse, and this will be written as pi minus pi by 3. So in this way, you can just put and transform this x in the second quadrant, so that negative sign is to be automatically eliminated here. Now you can just write the answer as pi by 4. In this part, the answer is minus pi by 6. In this part, the answer is pi minus pi by 3. So you can just take the LCM, 4, 6 and 3. So LCM will be 12. So it should be 3 pi minus 2 pi plus 12 pi and minus 4 pi. Is it to be clear? So 15 minus 8, 15 minus 6. So this should be 9 pi by 12. And you can say that this will be cancelled out, then answer will be 3 pi by 4. So easily you will obtain the answer in a very systematic way. But in such type of questions, so many inverse trigonometric functions are to be given. Again we will use the basic property and we will simplify the part one by one. Is it to be clear? So this is the answer of question number 11, students. Such type of questions are to be generally asked in the examination, where more than one trigonometric, inverse trigonometric functions are to be given, and we have to find the values, and according to that we have to add or subtract according to the given question. Is that to be clear? Next question number 12 we will take here, student. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Next question number 12 is again the similar type of questions, where cos inverse 1 by 2 is to be given, and it is to be 2 sin inverse 1 by 2 is to be given, and we have to simplify the following. Means we have to find the principal value of this part and this part, and after that we have to just simplify the things. So basically cos inverse of half, in this question number 12 we will take cos inverse of 1 by 2 plus 2 sin inverse of 1 by 2. No problem. In this part, this cos inverse 1 by 2, 1 by 2 value will be occur at pi by 3. So it should be written as cos pi by 3. Here this part is to be written then sin inverse, and here we will write sin pi by 6, because in this case sin pi by 6 has the value 1 by 2. So cos inverse of cos x will be x, because here this pi by 3 belongs to the principal value of cos inverse x, that should be belongs to 0 to pi. Next, here this sin inverse of sin pi by 6, so this pi by 6 will belongs to the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So definitely again we will write here pi by 6. So here the answer will be written as pi by 3 plus pi by 3, and the answer is to be get obtained as 2 pi by 3. So in these type of questions again we are doing the same type of working, and the very first property we have to read in the last video, student, we are using in each and every question, and how the things are to be get processed, and how the things are to be get written, each and everything you can just understand here, and you can see the solution how the things are to be get written in your copy also. Next, question number 13 we will take here. In question number 13, some objective type of questions are to be there. So in this question we can see, if sin inverse x equals to y, then definitely a basic property is to be asked here. What should be the condition on y? Means the function is to be given as sin inverse. So you know very well about the principal value of sin inverse x. So the value of y will belong to the principal value of sin inverse x. So definitely this y has the value from closed interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So definitely we can provide the answer here only. So in this case, you can say that the sin inverse x equals to y. So the principal value of sin inverse x is to be satisfied in this quadrant. So option number B is to be get correct answer here, because here principal value means sin inverse of x will be defined from minus 1 to 1 to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. That's why here this particular here both the values are included, because closed interval is to be used here. Here open interval is to be used, so that we will not consider this answer. We will say that this option number B is to be correct answer. Is it to be clear? And a very similar question number 14 is to be also given. Tan inverse of root 3 sec inverse of minus 2 is equals to what type of value? So again we will just simplify this part. Tan inverse of root 3 is a simple part, and sec inverse of minus 2. So we will take this question and simplify the part. We will take the question number 14. In this question number 14, we have to just evaluate the value of tan inverse of root 3 minus sec inverse of minus 2. Is it to be clear? I think this minus 2 is to be there. So again you can check here the question. This is sec inverse of minus 2. Okay. So we will just simplify this part and find the values. So this can be written like this: tan inverse here root 3. So root 3 value of tan will be occur at 60 degrees. So it will be written as pi by 3. Here minus sec inverse, the value of this part will be 2, and that should be also available at the angle pi by 3. So it will be written as sec pi by 3. Is it to be clear? Now the things are to be very simple, but we have to just process the second part. Here you know very well this minus sign cannot be removed directly, because sec of minus theta is only sec theta. So directly you cannot consume. So you can say again we have to use the quadrant theory. So in the quadrant theory we can say that the sec will provide the negative answer in this second quadrant and third quadrant. So in this part you can write here this angle as pi minus pi by 3, and in this part you can here write the angle as pi plus pi by 3. This will be lie outside of this, does not belongs to 0 to pi, and here this particular angle belongs to 0 to pi, means we can write this part, means you can just write minus of sec pi by 3 as sec pi minus pi by 3. Why we are not writing this? Because this does not belongs to 0 to pi. So we will transform the particular x in such a way that it belongs to the principal part. So this particular thing we can write here sec of pi minus pi by 3. Now student, this particular answer is to be obtained as pi by 3. Here minus sign, here you can write pi minus pi by 3. Is it to be clear? So finally it should be pi by 3 minus pi or plus pi by 3. So you can say that 2 pi by 3 minus pi, and 2 pi by 3 minus pi will be equals to minus of pi by 3. So you can check the option minus pi by 3 is to be the correct answer. Is it to be clear? So student, in the case of cos inverse and sec inverse, if any negative value is to be written inside, then we have to use the quadrant theory, and both the functions will provide the negative answer in the second quadrant as well as in the third quadrant. So according to that we will just see the particular answer, and according to that we have to take the value according to the principal value of sec inverse and cos inverse. Is it to be clear? So student, these 14 questions we have to discuss in this exercise. Very simple type of questions are to be given, but we have to just keep in mind the basic concept of inverse trigonometric functions, their principal values, and as well as the property part. Is it to be clear? And according to the particular property we can just simplify the answers. Is it to be clear? Now the some basic properties are to be also remaining student in this particular chapter. So from the next video we will just start the basic properties. Is it to be clear? Only one property we have discussed, and that should be related of your NCERT exercise 2.1 only. Means in this exercise only the first property will be used. Now the remaining properties will be used in the exercise 2.2 and in many more sectors also. So we will just read the basic property one by one, and after that we will just take the exercise 2.2. But before that, again student, you have to just simplify the each and every question of this exercise 2.1, and just keeping the concept in your mind, how the particular principal value is to be get obtained, how the particular things are to be get processed, and how the negative sign is to be get adjusted. So each and every part if we have to keep in mind, then definitely you will obtain the answer. And in examination student, such type of logical things are to be basically asked, and somewhere if we are not getting the proper concept, then you can just provide the wrong answer sometimes. Is it to be clear? So when we have to simplify any question of inverse trigonometric function, then always we have to do the processing according to the principal value and domain. Is it to be clear? So in the next video student, we will meet with the some more and basic properties of inverse trigonometric functions. Before that, you have to just simplify the each and every question of exercise 2.1, and if any of the question is to be not attempted by, then you can see the solution here, no problem. Thank you.